I want to reassure you that we are using every single tool at our disposal to make sure that your needs are going to be met. The truth is what we always know, and that is for decades, more than a century, Texans have faced enormous challenges, and we've always overcome those challenges in the past, and we'll do so again this time.
Central Texas begins to thaw out from a devastating deep freeze. Governor Greg Abbott now focusing on the recovery.
He says President Joe Biden plans to sign a major disaster declaration for the state. It would provide help to those suffering damage to their homes not covered by insurance.
Experts predict the totals could be higher than what was seen with Hurricane Harvey. That cost an estimated $20 billion. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for KVUE News at 6 tonight. I'm Brian May.
And I'm Jenny Lee, along with Chief Meteorologist Erica Lopez. And Erica, the worst of these storms are behind us, right?
That's right. The worst of the temperatures behind us. We still have one difficult night to get through. Another hard freeze warning is in effect tonight, but then it is all uphill temperature-wise across central Texas. So let me show you what's ongoing right now. Low 40s for your temperatures at the airport and at Camp Mabry. Plenty of sunshine outside, helping melt the snow, helping melt the ice. Now, which is good news. The only bad news because of that is that ice, the melted ice and melted snow is actually going to refreeze tonight. Here's a look at your official highs. 40s at the Austin airport, 42 degrees at Camp Mabry. The sun was feeling fabulous, but tonight, again, it's getting cold. National Weather Service has issued another hard freeze warning. This will be the last warning that is issued with this winter weather mess, the series of storms that push through coinciding with the Arctic air, just causing one of the toughest scenarios we have been through here in central Texas. So I think upper teens, low 20s is what we're all going to dip down to tonight. Again, it is looking much warmer, much brighter within not only the 3-day forecast, but even in the 7-day forecast. I'm tracking 70-degree temperatures. I'll talk about that, but also the next system expected to bring in our rain chance coming up in the full forecast. But make sure that if you haven't done so, to download the KVUE app. It's very useful. If it's not on your phone yet, you can go to the App Store. Downloading it is free. Submitting also your weather photos is how we've been able to tell the weather story. So we recommend you to do so if you haven't done that yet.
Erica, thanks a lot. The warm-up is great, but this next story is not. Texans trading one crisis for another. While many homes have had their power turned back on, they're now struggling with water after thousands of pipes have burst.
Yeah, and it could be several days before water is fully restored to everyone here in Austin. City leaders made that announcement earlier today. Here's a look at the current situation. You can see all of Austin either has low water pressure or no running water at all. KVUE's Darnisha Herring joins us now from Northwest Austin. Darnisha, when can we expect the county and the city to start getting bottled water to the people who need it out in the community?
Jenny, right now we are still waiting to hear from the county on a distribution plan, but what we do know is earlier today, the city manager, Spencer Cronk, said that a small amount of bottled water is coming by flight or could already be here, but that will be designated for hospitals as well as warming centers. But we are also expecting some larger loads to head this way, or they're probably already on the way here to Austin. Cronk said the county purchased 1 million gallons of bottled water from neighboring states, which is expected to arrive today and tomorrow in trucks, along with 36 pallets of water from FEMA. Look, time is of the essence, and the community understands that. Some breweries, like Hop Squad Brewery Company, have stepped up to provide free drinking water to whoever has a jug to fill up. And for that, the community is thankful.
We've got pets and us, and you have to cook, and we haven't actually showered since the power went out because we didn't have hot water. I mean, like, it's kind of everything. I feel disgusting.
Look, many people are in the same boat as Jackie. Jackie was able to get about 6 gallons of boiled water, but Hop Squad ran out of their boiled water within 3 hours, giving away just over 500 gallons. But they'll be back up at it again tomorrow. But just to put it into more perspective here, HEB here in Northwest Austin, out of bottled water, just like many other grocery stores in our area, Jenny. So things are really getting dire here in Austin.
Live from Northwest Austin tonight, we are waiting for that distribution list from county and city officials of where those water distribution sites will be set. Thank you so much. Well, the brutal winter weather claims the life of at least 2 Texans. In Williamson County, a 64-year-old man died this week due to frigid temperatures. And in Conroe, just north of Houston, an 11-year-old boy was found dead after a bitter cold night in his family's mobile home. The family of Christian Pavon says they've been without water for power. They have been without power for 2 days. They've all been sleeping in the same room to keep warm. But on Tuesday, when they went to go wake him up, his lifeless body was found in bed.
Oh, it's just terrible. Yeah, just terrible to hear that story tonight. Many people will go to bed tonight again without power. Austin Energy showing restoration for 96% of its customers tonight. Yeah,
and some of the remaining 4% has been out of power or water for nearly a week. Here's KVUE's Erica Proffer.
In a race against time, Tristan Mendez hopes whatever he can collect here will be enough to last.
Just gonna shovel up some snow for our bathroom and stuff.
His apartment has no electricity, no running water.
Since about Monday night, around 2 in the morning is when it originally went out.
Mendez waits for power with nearly 21,000 other people in Austin. Austin Energy Map shows 345 in his area alone, blaming the multi-day restoration process on winter weather issues, including downed trees, broken equipment, and ice on what needs to be running.
We've gone through power outages with like torrential rainstorms, but never days without water or anything like that.
Mendez says he needs utilities here before he goes back to work next week. In South Austin, Erica Proffer, KVUE News.
Meanwhile, ERCOT, the state's electrical grid operator, says they have resumed normal operations today. That means the state is no longer ordering rolling outages. But frustration is growing after uncovering that the agency spent just 40 seconds at their last meeting preparing for this series of winter storms. And today, Governor Greg Abbott says he was assured by leadership there would be enough power to meet increased demands.
Now, what happened is ERCOT fell short on all 3 of these promises they made, which is exactly why that I have ordered the state legislature to investigate exactly why ERCOT fell short here and to make sure this never happens again.
ERCOT leaders say they issued an operating condition notice to make sure all staff are up to speed and ready for the winter weather.
We are learning more tonight about the situation that has played out inside Austin hospitals this week and the steps administrators took to keep that situation from becoming even worse. Senior reporter Tony Plahetsky talked with the CEO of St. David's Healthcare today, which operates 8 facilities in the region. Good evening, Tony.
Brian, good evening to you. The other hospital networks that serve the Austin area have not really specifically described the issues that they have been facing in recent days, but what we can tell you is some good news from the CEO of St. David's, and that is their facilities at this point are now back to normal operations with some minor exceptions, primarily at St. David's Medical Center South. But throughout the week, we now know that hospitals face issues such as a lack of water and a lack of heat. Nurses and other staff were forced to stay at hospitals for days, sometimes bunking together in rooms and doing jobs that they wouldn't ordinarily do. For example, we've heard stories of nurses washing dishes because cafeteria workers were not able to make it to work. Of course, this all comes as hospitals and staff have spent months dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic.
Our staff is tired, but they're nonetheless enthusiastic. They're committed. This is what these people train to do. This is their life's work. They do it not for the money, not for anything other than they really do want to serve people. And we really see that demonstrated in times of crisis.
David Hudstudler says that St. David's had emergency plans in place. Some of those plans worked exactly like they were supposed to, but other plans did not work exactly as planned because, for example, trucks that they had secured for water couldn't run properly because some of the equipment on them was frozen. Officials say that now that the snow and the ice continues to melt, I can see it doing so out my window here, that they are hopeful that so many of those staff members who've spent days at the hospital helping others can now finally go home themselves.
Those frontline workers stepping up yet again. Senior reporter Tony Plahetsky, thank you again for that live report.
Still ahead on KVUE News at 6. Texans are finding creative ways to make it through the winter storm, how they're finding relief while also conserving crucial supplies. And later,
it went just really fast. It was so shocking.
A woman in labor stuck at home during the worst of the winter storm. Hear her experience next.
KVUE weather is sponsored by Capital Farm Credit. Together, we're better.
Welcome back to KVUE News at 6. Aside from the drinking water crisis, many people are dealing with frozen or broken pipes, flooding, and damaging their homes. KVUE's Molly Oak spoke with one family trying to clean up the mess.
Monday was supposed to be a day of fun for the McNair family, a snow day in Texas. But after coming inside to take a break,
we hear like water pumping through the pipes and whatnot. And then Jonas goes, hey, it's leaking in the kitchen.
Zach McNair says that's when everything became a blur as his wife grabbed their 6-year-old son as the ceiling caved in.
It all happened so fast. And due to the sheer amount of water that was poured out, the living room caved in as well. Basically everything from the living, kitchen, and dining areas is more or less lost.
Unfortunately, this hasn't been rare for Central Texas, and more pipe problems are expected to happen as things thaw out and people may realize damage has been done. We spoke with a plumber on Thursday who says to know where your shutoff valves are, so if you have a leak or a flood, you can shut off the water quickly. And if you run into this problem, here's some advice from State Farm when it comes to insurance. Document all of your damage with photos or videos and make a list of the damages. Start the cleanup process, and if you get the pipe replaced or repaired, save the broken one for the insurance company. As for the McNair family, they're staying in a new place for now and staying positive.
As difficult as it has been to be displaced, it has been just really beautiful to be able to just have this collective moment together as a family, being like, hey, like, this is tough, but we're still okay. We're in this together.
In the face of so much tragedy, these past few days have also brought us incredible humanity. So many Texans have had to think outside the box just to survive or to help others survive. And because that work is far from finished, I wanted to take you through some of the most practical things I've seen, especially when it comes to saving water. It's a story I call creative conservation. Snow in a bathtub is suddenly a Texas tradition. A great place to store a bunch of it, to spread some holiday cheer, and to show off an incredible invention. I've also seen image after image, container after container, and surface after surface being used to collect snow and dripping water. Creativity has also made its way to the kitchen and to the toilet. Texans showing off a flow of ideas, even though the flow of water is non-existent for many of us. So hopefully this sparked a few thoughts about how you can creatively conserve water. Even if yours is working, it could be important to start saving. For KVUE News, I'm Jake Garcia.
Big changes headed our way weather-wise, and we are all looking forward to it as we say goodbye to the winter weather mess. We had a series of storms for a week solid. The last one now exiting the United States, moving off to the East Coast, and that is setting us up with high pressure. We love high pressure, especially now. That's because it is bringing us sunshine. It's giving us the warmer afternoon highs, but also less humidity, which also allows our temperatures to get colder at night, which is why we still have one more pretty hard night to get through before we'll be above freezing for at least the extended portion of our 7-day forecast. Okay, highs today, 44 degrees officially at the airport. 42 is what we topped out at Camp Mabry. This is the warmest day we have seen since February 10th. That's the last time we were in the 40s, 46 degrees as a matter of fact. That was not yesterday, but a week from yesterday. So just over a week from yesterday. Right now, temperatures ranging from the 30s and low 40s. Hey, we are loving these 40s. It has felt fantastic. Your hourly forecast does include another night with temperatures dropping to the 20s though. Notice clear skies, calm winds that allows radiational cooling to occur, which is why the National Weather Service had to issue one last hard freeze warning. And then we're done, at least with this round of Arctic air and the series of Pacific storms that have been pushing on through central Texas. Lows tonight dropping to the 20s and teens. I expect a few upper teens sprinkled here and there across parts of the hill country in areas such as Llano, forecasting you to be at 19, and then 18 degrees for areas such as LaGrange. I think Austin will stay in the low 20s though. So let's talk about what the rest of our future track looks like. This weekend, gorgeous 50s and 60s, plenty of sunshine. We'll top out at about 62 ahead of a weak front that pushes through. That'll knock us to the 60s with a 10% chance of rain in the forecast early Monday. Most of us are going to be dry though. Then another gradual warming trend begins ahead of another front. That's going to top us out in the 70s by midweek and then bringing us our best rain chance, which doesn't arrive until late next week. Okay, every Thursday, our drought monitor is updated as well. We were obviously very, very busy. Is today Friday? Earlier in my forecast, I was referencing yesterday as Wednesday. I apologize. Every single day is, just a blur at this point. Today's Friday. I didn't get to the drought monitor yesterday. Here's what it looks like. Abnormally dry, so we're seeing some improving conditions. And I think with all of the snow we've seen in the last few days, that's going to be added to our next drought monitor as well. Okay, I'll let you guys go since clearly I need some sleep. We'll be back after the break.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor
Hi folks, Bill Dickinson here with Southwest Kia. And did you know we're an award-winning President's Club dealer? What does that mean? It means not only are we one of the highest volume dealers in the nation, we also have some of the highest customer satisfaction scores in the nation. And how do we do that? With our non-commissioned sales team. The price you see online is the price you pay, and we offer a 7-day exchange policy. At Southwest Kia, check out the all-new Kia Telluride, over 30 to choose, or the completely redesigned 2021 Kia Sorento. Find your Kia at Southwest Kia, southwestkia.com.
All right, well, just about everyone has been dealing with their own kind of struggles during this winter storm.
But one family went through something they won't ever forget. With the Houston area in a deep freeze, they welcomed their newest baby boy into the world. At home, Janelle Bluda has the story.
With February 17th as his due date, Clyde Joshua Passman decided he would come into the world a day early.
Oh my God.
Good.
Oh my God.
As fast as he could.
It went just really fast. It was so shocking.
But for Mom Jenny and Dad Josh, the timing wasn't the best in the middle of an ice storm.
So there wasn't time to call an ambulance and hope they can get all the way out to Magnolia in the ice.
It probably would have been birth at home no matter what.
So with no power, no running water, and no midwife, Dad quickly went to work.
Four-wheel drive truck that I drove.
First, he drove to pick up their midwife.
You just lift this up.
Then siphoned gas for the generator to power the lights, and the fireplace gave them heat.
Extension cords were just flying everywhere.
Then Mom did her part.
She gave birth, like not even an Advil, right? Like, you know, here's some hot water and here's the midwife and, you know, good luck, kid. It was pretty amazing stuff.
And 6 a.m. Tuesday morning.
6 on the dot. Clyde Passman. You did it.
Clyde came into the world.
Oh my God.
In the middle of a powerful winter storm and a pandemic, the world got a beautiful, healthy baby boy.
For Jenny and I, we're just real grateful. I got to keep telling you that. We're grateful.
In Magnolia, Janelle Bluda, KVUE 11 News.
What kind
Amid the struggle Central Texans endured from this historic storm, many of us didn't have the chance to really appreciate the show Mother Nature put on this week.
No, we didn't have that chance. So federal journalist Scott Guest takes us back.
Well, it looks like you're in Colorado. That's what we've been walking around, looking around going, is this even our hometown? This looks like a magical place. It's beautiful.
Well, look at it. It's like a winter wonderland.
Making the best of a scary situation for so many people.
Wimberley's a great community. There's a lot of guys in 4x4s and they're driving supplies around.
It's so rare. I mean, this doesn't happen. It was a 70-year event. With all the downsides, it's awful, but it is beautiful. There's no getting around that.
Never, ever in our lifetime. This is absolutely historic. Mind-blowing.
The amount of snow, the inches of snow, we've never seen this kind of coverage. Usually it snows and the next day it's gone. So for it to be here a whole week, it's unusual.
I think to me the beauty is watching it melt.
Yep, don't underestimate the power of Mother Nature, that's for sure. It's been tough for us, but you know what? We're getting through it, Central Texas.
That's right. All right, thanks for joining us for KVUE News at 6.
Yeah, we hope you join us back here at KVUE News at 10. Until then, have a good night.